start with my feet glued together and I reach up to release my spine. And then from there, I simply just go down into a pike position and I pull my head as close to my legs as possible. This always feels really, really good, especially right when you wake up. Then I move out into a downward dog. And just to give you guys an idea, I am a dancer, so I do realize that I have more flexibility than the average person, but it does not matter if your leg doesn't go as high or anything. Simply just try these and do these stretches for what your body can do. So as you can see here, I just lengthen my leg up and then I bend it down and I stretch out my hamstrings, my hips, my back, and such. Then I move down into a lunge. Make sure that your knee is directly over your foot so that you do not cause any harm to your knee. Then from there, once you have your balance, reach up and then lengthen as far back as possible. You should feel this in your psoas, which is at the front of your hip. It should feel very, very good. And then this stretch is personally my favorite one. So as you can see here, just pull your foot in as close to your hip as possible. Again, you'll feel that in the front of your hip. Then just a nice good hamstring stretch. And I always kind of sit into this one a little bit longer because I always feel it a lot. And then I move down into my splits. If you do not have your splits, you can simply just stay in that previous hamstring stretch or do whatever you feel comfortable with. But if you do have your splits, just go down and kind of rock back and forth, do whatever your body needs. And then I switch to the other side and just repeat the same thing. Now I'm going to shift over into the middle splits. And again, guys, if you can't do this, you can just do whatever stretch replacement you would like, or you can go higher up, just whatever feels good on your body. But I simply just do this because it feels best for my hips. After that, I get up, and then this is a great stretch for your glutes and just to really open up your hips. So as you can see, I stack my legs up on top of each other. Simply just reach as high as possible and then lengthen as far forward as possible. So the goal here is to lengthen your spine as much as possible while continuing down to the ground so that you really get that full hip stretch. You should feel this deep in your hips. It should feel very, very good. Then I just reach up again and then I switch sides, as you can clearly see. Now your knees and your feet may not touch, which is completely okay. Just remember, do whatever you feel comfortable with for your body. Next up, I simply just transfer into a pike position and then I stand right on up. And then again, I do another standing pike and then I pull up through my back and I just stand up and I step further than my hip distance apart and then I lengthen all the way down. And then I like to just pull into my right leg and then pull into my left leg. And try to keep your hips square, but whatever works for you, it is okay. I mean, I always kind of just do loose form in the morning. It's more just what feels good in my body. Then I plie as far down as possible, and then I go down into a grand plie second. And I like to just simply rock into this, whatever feels good for my body, I do, and then I'm done.